Yeah, this is True Buzz, that Mary J. Now we ain't new to this. For my stoners and for my cannabis enthusiasts.
We've sampled all of the dispensaries, so I can give you the rundown on like my picks for tops and bottoms and
Oh
middles
yeah,
and
I like it. Yeah. Let's.
all. Well, the place that I go to the most and the top dispensary I would say is probably Certera Wellness. And they're very high priced. They charge like $90 or upwards of $90 for like uh, um, a gram cart. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah, same.
However, I say, yeah, exactly. Their quality though is you make up for it. And like there's no, and we've all had, and this is going to tie into a question that I had. We've all had the THC pot hangover. It is real at times, like the next day when you're kind of, you're dragging and it's still, you're out of it and all that kind of stuff. But with the marijuana at Certera, it's very clean. Like I never feel the next day anxious. I never feel like I need marijuana. Like it's a very good feeling, and I feel like it keeps me balanced. So that said, there are dispensaries that I've gone to where another good one, by the way, is Curaleaf. Curaleaf, I think a lot of people know their stuff is a lot cheaper than Certera. It's not, I would say, not as perfect as Certera because I've had some pot hangovers with Curaleaf, but Curaleaf is really good, and they have a variety, like a super crazy variety of strains. So if you're looking for like stuff that is very rare, your best bet is probably, I would say, Curaleaf. And they give discounts, they have promos, all that stuff, and and their carts are, I would say, think around 40 to 50 for a half. So they're probably, I guess, up there in price with Sortera. But they give a lot of discounts, so it doesn't seem like there's as much. Then there are dispensaries like One Plant where they have carts for like $20, but I had a panic attack once when I was smoking them, so I was like, all right, I'm good, no more. Like, so I don't know, I guess, you get what you pay for, buyer beware. So not to beware, I'm saying beware of them. I'm just saying that, they're cheaper. So I'm guessing that's why I didn't have a good experience with them. But, another middle of the road one I would say is Trulieve. Their stuff is can be good. They have a lot of like ratio, like CBD stuff. So if you're really into CBD, I think Trulieve is a good place because they have a lot of different blends that are more focused on that side. But they also have some crazy flavor. They'll have like rainbow sherbet cake glue, these crazy things that they mix together. So Trulieve is a good one to hit up too.
Now, are all these?
And
Oh, sorry to interrupt, real quick. Now, are all these kind of like franchises? Are they kind of based all over, like many
I
locations?
think I think Certera, I believe, is only in Florida, but actually, no, I think there is a Certera in New York. So I think they're national, but they're only in a few
No,
states.
just throughout Florida. I'm saying, like, is there a lot of like, are there a bunch of Soteras? There's a bunch of
Oh
True
yeah,
Leaves, right? It's kind of
yeah,
like,
yeah. These are all chains. Yeah, yes,
which
these
is
are all
very,
chains.
interesting. I mean, we have that kind of out here with like Medmen and maybe Cookies a little bit, but it doesn't seem quite the same. It seems more like a commercial almost, which
That's
is why
interesting.
I'm surprised it's not legal fully.
Well, so that's interesting. So then are there more when you say, because that's all we have, I would say, out here. We don't really have like a mom and pop type. You're saying this like place that would have it because we don't, they're all basically chains. There's not one that I can think of that's like Move. They're all over. Grow Healthy is another one. They're all over. Um,
Yeah, it's
yeah, I think
interesting.
they're
It's kind of yeah, it's a different model then, because yeah, there's definitely some that have like several locations, but there's also a whole lot who just have one or maybe two, maybe
wow.
three or whatever. But there are a lot that are just kind of independently hustling it.
I guess that's interesting. So I guess maybe I'm sure once it becomes recreational, that's what's going to happen with here. There'll be more like mom and pop and individual
Yeah.
type places. But I think it's really regulated here. It's like it is tightly like wound. So like it's I think you have to have like all the a good amount of capital probably to start it in the first place. And for like an individual person, it's probably not worth it. So that's probably what the holdback is from there. But
I
it's
almost
growing. They're all over the place. They're like the dispensaries are exploding.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's great. That's so interesting to learn. That's why I love talking about stuff like this, is because I kind of had that vibe a little bit, but it's interesting to see the different ways that just even the dispensary layout is. Now, are there delivery services that through the dispensaries? Maybe does True Leaf have their own service, or does
Curaleaf, I think. I think Curaleaf has so Sortera is interesting because they have they're modeled like a bank when you go in. So they actually have a drive-through teller that like they shoot up the marijuana, you shoot out
That's
the
kind of
money in the
dope.
card.
That's
It's
cool.
crazy, yeah. So it's like it's really interesting. And Curaleaf does as well. They have like an interesting well, the Curaleaf, the one criticism I have about Curaleaf is during the pandemic that, and this again, this is I guess people, they have like these small lobbies, so they kind of like had all these people crowding in there. But then they did switch to the delivery format, so you could get it, but it was hard to obviously get it first because everyone was doing it. But I think they've got it more buttoned up now, and Trulieve I think doesn't deliver as far as I know, but and the other ones don't. I think they're all kind of just go in and pick up.
This is True Buzz, that Mary Jane, now we ain't new to this. For my stoners and for my cannabis enthusiasts, never heard a show as good as this. Yeah, number one, it's the best. Bringing in many special guests in the industry of cannabis. Business owners to growers, even artists you know of. So sit back and just roll up the perfect show for my smokers. True Buds.